Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Photo Finds. Today is September 9th, 2014. I'm your host, Nick Russo. Let's begin. Sorry if you hear any thunder in the background, but this Photo Finds narrator can't afford a soundproof booth just quite yet, so sorry if you hear some rumbling in the background. It is Florida, after all. Let's begin. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about this week was the food and wine preview that we got to attend. What you're seeing here, the first thing you're seeing here, is one of the Disney chefs, Chef Jen's, talking about the items that were previewed at the event, the preview. And here is a look at the offerings on paper, as well as accompaniments, paired with wines and things like that. Each entree has a pairing with a drink. That's kind of the whole theme of the Food and Wine Festival. So that was previewed here. Some of the things that we saw here were beef sliders with pimento cheese. Also a South Korean sparkling grapefruit brew. There in a can and also in a tumbler. And finally, for dessert, there was a carrot cake with ocean spray craisins. Obviously, we have to have the ocean spray tie in there because they are one of the big sponsors and big names for the Food and Wine Festival. I personally didn't get to taste any of these, but from what I hear, they were absolutely fantastic. So with that said, I guess we have some great things to look forward to at the Food and Wine Festival. But we always do, don't we? Now moving on, we are at the Magic Kingdom. Mickey's Not So Scary started last week on the 1st, so, a bit late here, but we are looking at some of the decorations. And actually, the only decorations that are really up during the day are the Main Street decorations, so why don't we head in and get a look at some of those. The booths right out here outside of the train station are closed. My guess is that that's because they are full of Mickey's Not So Scary merchandise, so why would they be open during the day anyway? Some of the famous jack-o'-lanterns out front here, these topiaries and sculptures, the scarecrows, and then we're going to take a look at some of these overhead jack-o'-lanterns. They have some very unique jack-o'-lanterns, some more generic ones out here, the cat and the Frankenstein and the classic jack-o'-lanterns, and some Christmas-themed ones over here. Now let's get a look at some very highly themed jack-o'-lanterns up here above the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. What jack-o'-lantern is there? Well, there's an ice cream carved into that one. Right across the way at Casey's Corner, there's a hot dog-themed jack-o'-lantern there, and as well there is some baseball bats crossed there above Casey's Corner. So I've never noticed it. I'm sure it's been going on for years, these themed jack-o'-lanterns, but I'm late on things sometimes, so excuse me. Heading around to Liberty Square, where these giant pumpkins nestle themselves into the planters here. And like I said, there's not many decorations that you can see during the day for Mickey's Not So Scary. In order to experience the event, you have to buy the ticket and you have to go because Disney does an excellent job in masking the fact that there even is a Halloween party at night. As opposed to Universal, who kind of throw it in your face, even if you're just walking around as a day guest. Is it a good thing? I don't know. You be the judge of that. Taking a look at the Yankee Trader, which will soon become the Haunted Mansion gift shop. Just a small detail I wanted to point out. In previous days or previous weeks, the construction walls or the tarps inside of the windows here were black. They changed them to white. I think that's more of a visual appealing color, and I'm sure that's why they did it, or maybe it's something else. Over to the Astro Orbiter in Tomorrowland, of course. It was down pretty much the entire summer for refurbishment. The People Mover went down a little bit too, but the Astro Orbiter was what was mainly affected, but it is slowly, not very slowly, but it's going back into place piece by piece. And over to the right of the Astro Orbiter near Buzz Lightyear, they have this crane, which is installing the pieces. No lifting was being done. I imagine it all goes on at nighttime when there's no guests there. The elevator lift, is acting as a lighting mount, I'm sure for Mickey's Not So Scary. This kind of looked odd, out of place to me. For some reason, I don't know, that's just a personal preference. And over to the hub construction, nothing too new going on. Maybe there's some additional concrete work being done, but not a whole lot. Heading into the gift shop over at one of the gift shops on Main Street anyway. Since the beginning of August, there have been Mickey's Not So Scary souvenirs in here, shirts and hats and that kind of thing. But this is the first time we're seeing kind of more perishable items in here. They have some gummy candy corn and some Rice Krispies and cotton candy, chocolate-covered pretzels, things like that weren't in the shop before. And heading out, just getting a few more examples of those highly themed jack-o'-lanterns out here. Above the theater, a film strip carved into this one. And heading over to where the firehouse is, some Dalmatians and fire hydrants, and then immediately to the left of that, even the bathrooms have their own jack-o'-lantern. That was kind of my favorite one right there, going the extra mile. Oh, Disney. And heading over to Universal Orlando. We were here last week, but we're here to clear a few things up, and the one new thing here is right above the Red Oven Pizza Bakery. The cowfish is hard at work of becoming a thing. They have this kind of outside balcony here. New steelwork is going in. Heading over to Springfield, just peeking through the bushes. This is to the left of the Simpsons ride, and we're getting a look at the facade here. If I'm not mistaken, this is the facade for the Halloween house, and the only reason I say that is because it looks like it's the entrance to an actual house. That would just make sense to me as it being the Halloween house. Back over to the New York area where the Purge Anarchy Scare Zone is going in. We saw this beetle up on its back two wheels last week, but what we didn't see was these bumper stickers and stickers being covered up by blue tape. The reason for that is because Rock the Universe happened this past weekend, so I guess Universal Creative thought it was a good idea to cover up all the slogans and design elements with blue tape, so the Rock the Universe guests didn't see it. Don't ask me why. That was just their choice. Over here, where I previously pointed out these lighting towers, I thought they were going to be for Halloween Horror Nights, but if you look across the way, it turns out that they were going to be for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone stage over here by the Rip Ride Rocket. Again, for Rock the Universe, and that also explains why the bus stop went away, to make room for the crowds and to give this band merchandise booth a place to go. Out here next to Twister, I'm sure these are gone by now, but this is the day immediately following the last day of Rock the Universe. There were some more booths out here, and I don't even know if they have moved these though, because to come to think of it, Halloween Horror Nights starts in less than 2 weeks, so maybe they'll keep the booths out here. And this is the Purge sign that was again covered up in a black garbage bag here. Out front of Universal, the sign for Rock the Universe is gone. As you can tell, this was a very slow day. Just to give you an idea of how slow it was. Nobody out here, obviously. Gringotts was at a 15-minute wait. But no, the Rock the Universe sign is gone, and I'm sure we will see the Halloween Horror Nights sign here at the Arch any day now. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this installment of Photo Finds for September 9th, 2014. I'm your host, Nick Russo. I think we're going to be seeing some really exciting stuff these next couple of weeks, guys, so please keep updated with us. And until next time, have fun, guys. Bye.